can't tell me nothing. That's why when niggas be talking tough, I said, man, just say it. I done seen all that. Nigga said he want to just go home.
Oh,
and be in his blanket. He's like, what?
What are you there for security?
You're never going to be in this position.
I just want to go home and
I just want to be under my blanket. Oh, we got to get out of here. God, you get me out of here. I'm never fooling with these niggas.
These clowns out here was going to go out there and make videos.
I just want to go home. I just want to be home.
Mase, say names.
You're a security crime behind the car.
People look at me as being bad boy security.
Yeah, this blanket. You're like, what?
Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third.
What are you there for security?
What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? I bet you really don't want to know.
Things just got crazy in the hip-hop world, and fans can't stop talking about it. Gene Deal, the former bodyguard who used to move with Diddy back in the Wild Bad Boy Records days, just dropped a message that's got everyone shook. And this time, he's not holding back. His aim is locked straight on Mase and Camron.
Picture your facial reaction to I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
If my security holding me down in Cali, it's somebody, the #1 rapper in the world get killed, you're telling you, I just need to want to go home. And the second top artist in the world, which is Mase, about to be #1. Nigga said, that's what I'm saying. I wonder his face, because I'm like, if y'all let do that to B.i.g, I don't stand a chance.
Content creators who went out there and they start running off by their mouth, trying to make airways and trying to make a show. Here go a grown-ass man, Mase and Camron, made suggestions to bad boy security. These clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos. When you do stuff like that, you gotta know right now that people look at me as being bad boy security. You gotta be clear. As soon as that drop, you got 5 or 6 niggas out there. Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third. You already know, Mase.
We're talking about the Harlem legends behind the viral talk show It Is What It Is. But Gene's message wasn't your average online rant. Oh no, it felt like a straight up warning. The kind of message you hear before something major pops off. People online are saying they've never seen Gene speak with this much heat before. It all started when a clip from It Is What It Is went viral. In the video, Mase and Cam were joking around about the old school rap era, tossing names like Diddy, Gene Deal, and the whole Bad Boy crew into the mix, like they were punchlines. They laughed about the rumors, shady contracts, and how folks still whisper when Diddy's name comes up. The crowd was cracking up, but not everyone found it funny, especially not Gene. See, Gene Deal ain't just some random voice on the internet. He's one of the few who actually lived that life. He was in the room when some of the darkest moments in hip-hop history went down. This man's talked about the Tupac and Biggie murders, about Diddy's secret world, and the ugly price of fame behind the Bad Boy empire. Gene's not playing this time, and the streets can feel it. So when Gene saw Mase and Cam laughing it up like it was all jokes, you could feel the shift. He took that real personal. A few nights later, he jumped on a live stream, face locked in the camera, no smile, no jokes, just cold focus. His eyes said it all.
If you gonna say something, be man of motherfucking never to name the name. When I tell a motherfucking story, Red, I tell it with the name.
Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral.
You doing all that stuff to Gene Deal. What do Gene Deal supposed to be doing while you doing all that? I bet you really don't want to know. What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? They can play if they want to, but if they know what I know, they better find somebody else to play with. I never had to tell B.i.g them shit. Keep it a buck. I never had to tell B.i.g them shit. I told B.i.g to his face, if you go to this party tonight, one of y'all gonna die. Some people gonna die if you go to this party tonight.
Y'all think this a game? The streets ain't forgotten nothing. Tell them boys to move careful. This industry eats people alive, especially the ones who think they untouchable. Boom! That line hit like a bomb. Within minutes, the internet went wild. Nobody could tell if Gene was trying to warn Mase and Cam for their safety or if he was sending a threat straight from the shadows. His words were cryptic, sharp, and filled with that street-coded tension that made everyone stop scrolling like, wait, did he really just say that? In just a few hours, headlines exploded everywhere. Gene Deal sends chilling message to Mase and Camron. And former Diddy bodyguard issues dark warning. Fans were in the comments going crazy, arguing non-stop. Some said Gene was just standing on real street principles, protecting the code that most forgot. Others swore this was deeper, like something behind the curtain was moving again, something serious. But one thing everyone agreed on, Gene Deal didn't just talk, he made the whole room go silent. That message, stop talking before it's too late, echoed through the culture like a ghost. And now, the air feels heavy. Almost like the dark spirit of that bad boy era just woke back up and is watching everyone who dares to speak on it. Fans flooded every comment section online. People were writing things like, he knows something we don't, and this ain't advice, this a warning. The whole vibe was heavy. Like Gene wasn't just talking, he was sending a signal. And just when everyone thought he'd cool off, Gene came right back swinging.
I want to say something, Mase. Tell us why you didn't go. Mase, why you didn't go to the party? Mase, why you didn't go to the party?
The party? Because I was in a hotel with Brandy.
Why you didn't go? Brandy told you told me that Brandy told you, let's go to the party. Why you didn't go to the party?
I didn't go to the party because all y'all seem like snakes. And I'm not going to be
So Mase, who told you? Mase, didn't I tell you? Listen to him, Mase. Did I tell? Let's keep it 100. When you was riding around,
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
Let me answer the question. You guys was the security. If somebody shot the biggest rapper in the world, why y'all didn't shoot back? Y'all had guns?
Mase, let me ask you something. I'm gonna get to that. Mase, one question. When you was riding around Cali with Stevie J, didn't I pull you to the side and say, what the fuck is you doing in a drop top Benz riding around with Stevie J around Cali? Did I say that to you? Did I say that to you, Mase? That's some
Later that same night, he looked dead into the camera, face calm but eyes cold, and said, them Harlem boys need to chill before they end up in the same stories they laughing about, man. That line hit hard. It gave everyone chills because he didn't raise his voice. Not once. He didn't sound mad, just too calm, and sometimes that quiet tone is way scarier than someone shouting. Then he added, if you're gonna say something, be a man about it. Boom! Once that clip hit social media, the whole internet lost it. Chaos everywhere. Fans were tagging Mase and Cam non-stop, demanding answers, trying to figure out if they were gonna respond or pretend it never happened. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Some folks said Gene was just standing on real street morals, while others swore he was hinting at something much darker brewing behind the scenes. Meanwhile, everyone wanted to know, were Mase and Cam actually worried? Were they gonna clap back or stay quiet? But instead of backing down, the Harlem legends kept their cool. On the next episode of It Is What It Is, they laughed it off like nothing happened. Cam joked, man, Gene acting like we in a mob movie. And Mase fired back, if we gotta watch our backs for talking, we already famous then.
Hotel with a young lady.
And when you heard this information, what was your next actions?
My next actions, after what?
When you heard Biggie died, did you stay in your hotel room? Did you leave out? Did you want to go back to New York?
I actually was trapped in a hotel.
Now I want to ask a question. What do you mean trapped?
It was about probably like 70 or so bloods in the hallway. I couldn't even leave my room.
How'd you get out?
One of the guys.
Why would it be 70 bloods in your hallway after Biggie Smalls died?
Actually, after Big got killed, they was probably looking for more bad boy artists. And I couldn't even leave the room till Gene Dill, the officer had to come get me.
So he was trying to divert that whole conversation and make it seem like, so Gene, why you didn't shoot? Listen to me. It wasn't because Big wasn't my principal. And he knew the fact that we had blew the light and we was halfway down the block, crossed the light, and then when the first shot went off, our driver took straight off. I'm screaming at our driver because he was told that somebody was pointing a gun at Big and them. He should have just threw the car in reverse. He knew the whole story, my man, because me and him had a conversation on the phone. He the one told me, well, I was in the room with Brandy and Brandy was trying to get me out the room to come to the party. So I felt that was kind of weird. So she said Brandy was calling me trying to get me out the room to come to the party. Well, you was in the room with Brandy. How's she calling you to try to get you out the room to come to the party? You know what I'm saying? This was going through my mind. But Mase knew the whole situation.
That comeback had the internet cracking up, but deep down, fans could tell. This situation was starting to feel way more real than anyone expected. The crowd on It Is What It Is might have laughed it off, but online, nobody was laughing anymore. Fans could feel the tension creeping in. Something about this whole situation didn't feel like jokes now, and when Gene saw Mase and Cam clowning again, that's when he lost his patience. He went live once more, but this time, he wasn't holding back a single word. "You Harlem boys always playing," he said, voice heavy with frustration. "You think just because you on camera can't nothing happen to you? Cameras don't save people. Ask the ones who ain't here no more." The chat went dead silent. You could almost feel the air leave the room. And just when people thought he was done, Gene took it a step further. He started talking about how, back in the 90s, people would vanish for saying the wrong thing, and how some of those same rules still apply today. He hinted that the industry still got secrets, dangerous ones, and that some truths can still get people touched. That's when the internet exploded. Suddenly, everyone realized this wasn't a performance. This was real talk from a man who's seen it all. Even without saying any names, everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. Because when Gene Deal speaks, people listen. His name carries real weight in this culture. Let's not forget, this is the same man who said he witnessed things tied to Biggie's death and even claimed he's still being watched for what he knows. In old interviews, Gene once said, "The truth got bodies attached to it." And that one line explains everything. Why his words hit different. Why the whole hip-hop world goes quiet when he starts talking. So now, every time Gene throws out a warning, everybody listens. Right after Gene's latest live, fans turned into straight-up detectives.
Mase knew that it's no way possible that I was able, being sideways in the car, because Puff, when I got in the car, Puff had put his seat back. Now I'm sideways in the car like this, and I'm cussing him out like, "Yo, man, what the f is you doing? Why you got your seat back like this?" We hear the shot, bow. Puff put his head down. I go to open the door. Kenny flies, going straight. So he knew the whole story. What I supposed to do? Put my gun out the window and just start shooting like this? When the car had already turned the corner, it came out of parking space. So he knew the story, bruh. He was trying to just divert the attention of, well, why security? So ask security, ask big security, ask Paul, ask the LAPD. The LAPD officer that was right there, they was right behind. Paul was outside the car. Why didn't they shoot? Why when we turn back around and come down the street, that they way down the block? They coming back when we get back to the car. When we get back to the car, nobody's in Big's car but Big. Mase knew this. Mase had this conversation. Him and Tone is like this. He knew me and Tone jumped in the car and chased after the guy. We couldn't catch him. He wanted to divert the attention from himself because why didn't you tell Big that these dudes was trying to get at you, bruh? You had that conversation with with Puff. But you ain't had that conversation with Big. Big was your label mate. So people come on and talk, why you ain't shoot? Listen to me, bro. At that time, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Anybody who really knows me know that they ain't gotta worry about nothing if it comes to the point where gunplay has to be a part of my security. I'm not gonna hesitate, because I never bodyguard anybody that I wasn't willing to lay down my life for.
They started digging through old interviews, replaying every clip and piecing together the history between Gene's comments and Mase's long, messy past with Diddy. And if you know that story, you know it runs deep. We're talking about shady contracts, missing royalties, years of silence, and that dramatic comeback when Mase turned to faith. For years, Mase has been calling Diddy out for exploiting artists, claiming he robbed people blind while acting like the good guy. And now, with Gene stepping into the mix, it's like those old scars just got ripped wide open. But this time, it don't feel like a beef about money or clout. It feels dangerous. Even Camron, who's usually the funny one cracking jokes, started looking uneasy when fans kept tagging him under Gene's videos. You could see it. The laughs got shorter, the smiles looked forced, the energy shifted. Then, during a later episode, Cam finally spoke up and said, "We not scared, but we not dumb either. We from Harlem. We know what time it is." That one line told everybody this wasn't just YouTube drama anymore. This was real tension bubbling between the OGs who lived through hip-hop's darkest moments and the new voices who think it's all content for clicks. But Gene wasn't backing down, not even a little bit. He fired back with another message saying, "These new media dudes don't know what kind of doors they opening. They laughing, but them jokes come with curses." Boom! That line alone sent chills through social media. Within hours, every blog, podcast, and gossip page had it posted. Twitter went crazy, YouTube lit up, and suddenly, people weren't laughing anymore. The vibe changed overnight. It stopped feeling like entertainment and started feeling like a warning, a reminder that some parts of hip-hop history are still way too real to joke about. It didn't even sound like Gene was trying to start beef. It sounded like a real warning from someone who's seen things go left before. By now, the whole hip-hop scene was buzzing. Every podcast was dissecting his words frame by frame, reaction channels were losing their minds, and even rappers started jumping into the mix. Some said Gene was being too dramatic, while others swore he was telling the absolute truth. Then one influencer tweeted, "Gene Deal might sound paranoid, but history proves he ain't lying." And that post went viral instantly because deep down, fans know hip-hop's past ain't clean. It's full of unsolved murders, quiet cover-ups, and names that suddenly stopped being mentioned. Too many people who talked too loud ended up disappearing or just went silent forever. So when Gene says, "move careful," people don't shrug it off anymore. They listen. This isn't just talk. This is survival. In an industry where secrets still hold power and silence can be the difference between safety and danger, every word hits different. And here's the part that sent chills down everyone's spine. In another clip, Gene looked straight into the camera and said, "Mase, you know I'm not lying. You was there. You saw what happened when certain people crossed that man." The second he said that, the internet froze. You could almost hear the silence online. Everyone knew exactly who he was talking about, but nobody dared to say it out loud. Fans instantly assumed the man was Diddy. And that's when the tension hit a whole new level. Gene's voice even cracked a bit when he said it, like he was reliving something he tried hard to bury. It wasn't just storytelling anymore. It felt like a ghost from hip-hop's past had stepped back into the room. That moment right there flipped everything. It stopped feeling like beef and started feeling like straight-up survival. The whole energy changed overnight. Comment sections blew up. People were saying things like, "He's not threatening them, he's reminding them." And history repeats itself if you don't move right. And honestly, it hit even harder for Mase because he's been one of the loudest voices calling out Diddy's alleged shady business for years. Everybody remembered that fiery interview Mase did last year, the one where he said he wanted to free the souls of artists trapped in bad contracts. Yeah, that's the moment Gene was talking about. And then Gene dropped a line that froze everybody cold. The people who talk about freeing souls usually end up losing theirs. Whew! That one line spread like wildfire. It didn't sound like just talk. It sounded like experience, like the pain of somebody who's watched people pay the ultimate price for saying too much in the wrong room. You could feel the weight in his words. Meanwhile, Cam tried to keep things light on their next show. He was still cracking jokes, still trying to brush it off, but you could see it. The tension was there. During one episode, he said, "I love Gene, but I don't like when old heads make things sound spooky. We comedians with mics, not gangsters with guns." The crowd laughed, but the energy, it was off. Online, fans noticed too. Fewer jokes, more long pauses, and that quiet tension between Cam and Mase. Even Mase, who usually laughs the loudest, seemed different, more cautious, choosing every word like it might come back to haunt him. Social media went into full-on debate mode. Some people said Gene was acting like a real OG, trying to protect them before they crossed a dangerous line. Others swore he was warning them that they'd already gone too far. Either way, one thing was clear. Something about Gene's tone made the whole hip-hop world sit up and pay attention. Some fans said Gene was just being a real one, warning the younger cats not to play with certain names. Others swore he was more than that, claiming he was acting like a messenger for somebody powerful who didn't want to get his own hands dirty. One user even tweeted, "This sounds like a warning straight from Diddy's camp," while another clapped back, "Nah, Gene's protecting them before the game eats them up too." The opinions were split right down the middle, but the fear, that part was mutual, and that's what made it all so chilling. Because Gene Deal ain't no gossip blogger chasing clout for clicks. He's a man who's seen the dark side of this culture firsthand. He was there when hip-hop's most dangerous chapters were being written in ink and blood. This isn't the kind of drama that fades in a week. This is real talk about legacy, power, and silence. Gene's words hit hard because they peeled back the curtain on what everyone already suspects. Behind the laughs, behind the viral clips, and behind the so-called content, there's a real danger in saying certain names too loud, especially when those same names built entire empires off secrets nobody's supposed to repeat. And Gene, he still hasn't backed down. On his own podcast, he made it crystal clear, saying, "They can laugh if they want, but I sleep good knowing I warned them. The same people they joke about still got pulled, and I don't want to see no young brothers become martyrs for clout." That line hit deep. It didn't sound like a threat. It sounded like pain, like concern from somebody who's seen what happens when people get too close to the truth. Maybe Gene's not out here trying to scare them. Maybe he's trying to save them before history repeats itself all over again. Either way, the message couldn't have been clearer. This ain't a game, and those Harlem boys better move smart, because when the past starts knocking, it don't always knock twice. After Gene's last message, the internet went full-blown detective mode again. Fans started digging through old footage, forgotten interviews, and even pulling up those shadowy rumors from the bad boy days that people thought were long buried. Suddenly, the timeline was filled with stories about folks who used to be tight with Diddy but vanished from the spotlight without warning. It was like everyone was trying to connect dots that maybe should have been left unconnected. And then one clip resurfaced, an old interview where Gene said, "The things I've seen, I wish I could unsee." That line started trending again because now it hit way different. People online were asking nonstop, what exactly did he see? And is this his way of warning the next generation before history repeats itself? Every comment thread turned into an investigation. Fans comparing timelines, old tour footage, interviews, and even old label signings. It felt like the hip-hop community was reopening a case that was never officially closed. Even some industry insiders started chiming in. One producer went live and said, "Gene ain't crazy, he just seen too much." And that quote alone sent social media into overdrive. Meanwhile, the tension between Mase, Cam, and Gene was still simmering. Mase had gone quiet, playing it cool in public, but everyone could tell something was brewing behind the scenes. Cam kept cracking jokes on camera, but the energy was off. The smiles didn't reach his eyes anymore. And now fans were starting to wonder, was this just hip-hop talk, or had Gene's warning stirred up something that's been waiting years to resurface? Ever since Gene's last video, people started noticing something strange. He completely stopped mentioning Diddy on his show, and that silence, it spoke volumes. Camron, on the other hand, tried to keep it light, still cracking jokes and smiling on camera, but fans weren't fooled. You could tell he was choosing every word with care. Nobody wanted to poke that bear again, not after the kind of energy Gene brought last time. Meanwhile, podcasters and bloggers went wild with theories. Some said Gene was dropping all these hints as a way to protect himself, like a man who knows too much and wants the world to understand why he's speaking before it's too late. Others believed he was sitting on information that could blow the roof off hip-hop history if it ever came out. Every post, every live, every word Gene said started getting analyzed like evidence from a cold case. People were breaking down his tone, his pauses, even his body language. By this point, it wasn't just hip-hop fans tuning in. Mainstream outlets started covering the story too. Suddenly, everyone from culture reporters to talk show hosts wanted to know who Gene Deal really was and what secrets he might still be holding. It was like the world finally realized how deep this story goes, how fame, money, and power in hip-hop always come with shadows. And right in the middle of it all stood Gene Deal, calm, unshaken, and still saying, "I told y'all I don't speak for clout, I speak for truth." That line echoed all across social media because it felt real. You could sense that Gene wasn't chasing attention. He was carrying something heavy, something that might have cost other people their peace or even their lives. Maybe his words weren't meant to scare Mase and Cam at all. Maybe they were meant to protect them, because Gene's seen too many people fall from saying the wrong thing to the wrong person. And now, it feels like he sees history about to repeat itself right in front of our eyes. Fans online are still split right down the middle. Half of them calling Gene Deal a straight-up truth teller who's keeping it real in an industry built on fake smiles and hidden agendas, while the other half say he's just stirring fear to stay relevant in today's viral world. But no matter which side you're on, one thing's for sure, Gene's words hit hard. Ever since this whole situation popped off, the energy around Mase and Cam's show hasn't been the same. The "it is what it is" vibe changed overnight. The jokes don't land the same anymore. The laughs sound tighter, more forced, and those long pauses between the punchlines, they hit different. You can feel the tension sitting heavy in the room, like everyone's waiting for the next shoe to drop. Will Mase and Cam clap back again, or will they finally chill and let the smoke clear? Because at this point, it's not just about internet drama anymore. It's about power. Gene's message came through loud and clear. There are still rules in hip-hop that outsiders don't understand. You can talk, you can joke, but there's a line that you never cross. Once you step over it, you wake up old ghost, the kind that don't forgive and don't forget. And right now, it looks like Mase and Cam might have poked one of the oldest, most powerful ones still lurking in the game. This whole story proves that time doesn't erase the past, it just buries it until someone says the wrong name. The shadows from that bad boy era still stretch long, and the more people try to shine light on them, the louder those warnings seem to echo back. Whether Gene Deal was sending a threat, a warning, or some kind of prophecy, only time's gonna tell. But one thing we all know, when a man like Gene Deal says, move careful, you better believe he means it. Because in this industry, one wrong word can echo forever. So what do you think? Was Gene protecting them or putting them on notice? Drop your thoughts down below. Hit that like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. And hey, before you bounce, check out the next video on your screen for more jaw-dropping celebrity drama and secrets the industry really doesn't want you to know.